Hello everyone, right here, and today I'm going to be going over my August 2022 monthly haul. Now I got quite a bit, not a whole lot, 7 titles. I'm trying to be a bit more selective about what I add to my collection since I am now currently running out of room. I'm going to have to buy a whole nother bookshelf, which might go over there somewhere. I don't know, I'm trying to hold it off as long as possible. I don't really want to start a whole new project and building a new bookshelf, but it's going to be inevitable at some point, but I'm trying to slow down until I truly have to do that. Anyway, let's start with the only DVD I picked up, and that is Juggernaut. Now, Juggernaut has another release that's called Britannic. Now, Britannic was the release I wanted to get. However, that release is way out of print. It's expensive as all hell. However, that is the copy I wanted to get, but I just had to settle and get Juggernaut. It's the same movie, just different cover art, different title. It's probably because it's a different region release. I don't know. It's usually the case when they have different titles. Anyway, I heard that this movie is god-awful, and it probably is. However, it's a movie about the Britannic, and the Britannic is one of my favorite ocean liners. The reason why I heard that this movie is shit, though, is because I heard it's not accurate to what actually happened to Britannic, which what originally happened to Britannic was it was sailing through enemy waters, and it accidentally hit a mine, and it sank, obviously. But that apparently isn't what happened in this movie, so yeah, apparently it got a whole lot of the history mixed up. Also, there was a whole lot of deaths. There were incidents with the lifeboats getting sucked into the propellers and things like that that this movie also wasn't very faithful to. But yeah, I still wanted to get it, though. A movie about the Britannic. The Britannic was a beautiful ocean liner. It was actually the younger sister to the Titanic, which, funny enough, only sank a few years before the Britannic did. But yeah, I thought it would be interesting to pick up and watch it. I haven't watched it myself yet, but yeah, Juggernaut. It was a movie I wanted to add to the collection for a while. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release, which is why I have the DVD. Now on to my Blu-rays. In this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once was a movie I wanted to add to my collection when it first came out, but I just didn't buy it. I held off on it. But I heard that this movie is fantastic, so I was happy to grab it, add it to the collection. I'm going to have to watch it real soon. That's a very interesting cover. I love how the red and how shiny it is. Now, this movie I watched when it originally came out, and the first time I watched it, I was like, that's okay. It's alright, I guess. And then I saw the original movie, the original Swedish movie. And I absolutely loved the original movie. Like, I really liked the movie. And it was really close. Like, this remake is pretty accurate to the original. So I'm like, why do I like the original so much and don't like the remake? So I went ahead and bought the remake just to rewatch it to see if maybe my opinion had changed since I first watched it. And no, my opinion hasn't changed. This remake is not good. And I don't understand, because it really is the same as the original movie, which is based on a book, which I heard was totally different. Which, funny enough, I actually picked up the book. It's a very small book. It's supposed to be a kid's book. So, a book this size I should be able to read through in a few hours. So I'm probably going to read this tonight and just see how different it is from the movie version of it. But yeah, I've come to the conclusion why I don't like this movie is because I think the acting in this movie sucks balls. But I really do love the concept of it, and like I said, I love the original Swedish movie. It's one of my favorite Swedish movies. And even though I didn't really like this remake, I wanted to rewatch it, and I picked it up, and it's probably going to stay in the collection, because like I said, I really do like the concept of this story, which is all about forgiveness, redemption, and, you know, facing the consequences of your actions, which I think the original movie did better. The only difference between the original and this movie is that they have very different endings. The ending to this movie is very different from the original. And I think that's why I like the original so much, because I think the whole idea of actually facing the consequences of your actions and accepting the punishments that come with your actions was better portrayed in the original movie than it was in this one. But yeah, see, that kid, that actor, I don't like him. I mean, she was alright, but yeah, I don't know. I think the acting in this movie is what did it. But yeah, if you basically don't know what this movie is about, it's about this kid right here. He really gets into it with this gang of these gang of teenagers that are pretty much punks. They're a gang, basically. They're a crime gang. And they end up beating him to an inch of his life. Well, they basically do pretty much kill him. They put him into a coma where he's brain dead. And his soul is trapped in limbo, in which he's trying to figure out what happened to him because he kind of has amnesia. He doesn't really remember what happened to him or how he became like a ghost. But he figures it out quite quickly that he was killed, in a sense. And then he starts haunting his killer, which is this girl right here. And then as he's haunting her, she kind of tries to change and tries to better her life and everything. And yeah, then like I said, the movie is all about forgiveness, redemption, and taking responsibility for your actions. Now, this movie and the original movie have two very, very different endings, which probably is why I prefer the original, because in the original, her name is different in each movie. In this movie, it was Annie, and the original, her name is Annalie. And in the original, she actually does take responsibility for her actions and she faces the consequences. But yeah, I picked it up because I wanted to revisit it, and because I saw, like I said, I saw the original and I loved the original, and I was like, that's basically the same thing as the remake. Why did I hate the remake so much? Yeah, it has to be because of the acting and the ending, basically. But yeah, I picked up the book, like I said, and I'm going to be reading the book because I heard that the book was very, very different from both versions of the movie. So, gonna get into that real shortly. Okay, so with this movie, I guess I'm breaking what I said in the beginning, how I'm only wanting to add movies to my collection that I really, really want. And that is Jurassic World Dominion. I don't want this movie. I don't even really want to watch it. I mean, I will eventually. I picked it up because it was a steelbook, mostly. And it's not even really that good of a looking steelbook. It's kind of stupid. I don't know. I don't really like the steelbook. Anyway, I picked it up mainly just because this is the last movie that I will need to complete the series. But I don't like the Jurassic World movies. So yeah, already not keeping true of only buying what I want for the collection. But yeah, I'll get to it here eventually. I just heard that this movie's really stupid, so it's gonna take me a while. Now, this is an A24 movie that I saw the trailers for, and then I heard a whole bunch of people going, oh, that's just gonna be a man-hating garbage movie, and I don't know, I didn't really watch the trailer and think that, oh, that was an anti-male movie. It seemed to me like it was more about a woman's paranoia of men. So I wanted to check it out, and the movie is, funny enough, called Men. But yeah, I don't know, the trailer confused me, but it really seems to be a movie that's based around paranoia, kind of like how Get Out was. And it seems to be about a woman's paranoia about meeting strange men and being around men. I think it's going to be a very interesting watch. Haven't watched it yet, but that's what I got from the trailer. I didn't really watch the trailer and be like, oh, that's an anti-man movie. However, if that does end up being the case and that this movie is made to be just an anti-male hatred movie, I probably won't keep it. I don't like things that show blatant hatred. It's one thing if it's history, or if it's trying to teach a lesson, like American History X teaches a lesson about racism and how bad racism is. That's a good movie, in my opinion, because it has a good message. But if this movie is just blatantly just being anti-man, then yeah, I'll probably get rid of it, because I don't like movies that are just hatred focused and actually promote hatred. I don't like movies like that. And if that ends up being the case for this, then yeah, I'll get rid of it. But like I said, when I saw the trailer, I didn't think so. I think that this movie was just based around a woman's paranoia of men. So if it's a movie based around a woman's paranoia of men, that could be a very interesting psychological thriller. So yeah, I picked it up because I thought it would be interesting. So I gotta get to it here shortly and find out what it's truly about. I saw this movie in theaters, and that's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This movie's alright. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's stupid. It's very stupid. It's stupid as hell and it shouldn't work, but it does. I don't know. I wasn't expecting much out of this movie after the first one, although I did enjoy the first one. I didn't think that this one would be all that great, to be honest, but it ended up being alright. The best part of it is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Obviously, he was the best part about the first movie. He's the best part about this movie. But they introduced Knuckles and they introduced Tails. Tails was always my favorite. I loved Tails for some reason. But yeah, this movie, very stupid, family fun. But Jim Carrey really steals the show. Although I heard that this is his last movie. I heard he's retired now and that he's not acting anymore. But as his final movie, I think it was a good way to go out on. His character, honestly, is just the best part about these Sonic movies. And if he is retired and he's not returning, then I don't know. I might not have much interest in continuing the Sonic movies because, honestly, I only watch them because of Jim Carrey. The last movie I picked up is Ultraviolet. Now, this movie's alright. It's a comic book movie. I've never read the comics, so I don't really know anything about Ultraviolet past this movie. And it's basically about people who have been infected with some kind of virus that turns them into vampires. And vampires against humans. That's basically the gist of this movie anyway. Like I said, I've never read the comics, so I don't know what the comics are. But yeah, Milla Jovovich as Violet, she's okay. I don't really know how Violet's supposed to be. So, all I got is her portrayal of Violet in this movie, and I guess she's alright. She's pretty cool. I like Violet. And, yeah, I mean, I heard from a lot of people that this movie is not good. Maybe fans of the comics don't like this movie. Fair enough. But like I said, I've never read the comics, only watched the movie, and the movie's fine for what it is. It's a fine comic book, superhero movie. Alright everyone, so that's everything I picked up in the month of August. What did you think about my pickups? Were they good choices? Bad choices? I don't know. You tell me. And what did you get for your collection? Please comment below. Let me know. I would love to see what you added to your collection. And I've already reached out to the digital code winners. They've already received their codes. And like last month, I have codes for next month. And I have Everything Everywhere All at Once, Men, Sonic 2, Jurassic World Dominion, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, because that's not a code. Okay, so if you'd like to enter for one or possibly multiple of those codes, all you have to do is be a subscriber, find me on Instagram, find the thumbnail of this video, ask to enter there. Alright everyone, I hope you have a wonderful night, and thank you for tuning into my video. Have a great night.